I'm Ree from mummyoffour.com. Welcome back to my channel and episode 6 of our extension update. Around this time last year we bought our new home renovation project, then we moved in during lockdown and now we have been creating our new extension right from the ground up. In the last episode we actually had windows in, which is really exciting. What's Daddy going to do today?
Destroy the wall.
Destroy the wall? You've been waiting for him to do that, haven't you? That, yes, we're knocking through. I say we, my husband is actually knocking through today. We were supposed to have to excuse the noise, my other budding builders are building duplo in the background. We were supposed to have the plasterer in on Thursday last week, is that right? But he has damaged his foot, so we're still waiting for plastering. The knocking through was going to be after the plastering, but we've had another change of plan, haven't we, dear?
Yes.
We have. So the plan is, if I'm correct, to destroy the wall and then fix the little bit in between, because that's going to be a right old mess, isn't it?
Yeah.
To join the extension to the house. We're also going to have to think of something to call the extension, because we can't just call it the extension forever. Dining room? I don't know.
Extension's good.
Extension.
I like extension.
What, we'll be here in 10 years' time going, should we go in the extension?
Yeah.
I think it might be a tad ridiculous then. It's very much
go in the house.
It's very much the extension at the moment because it's not a real room. It's not really joining the house. We will be putting a large bit of tarp in between to keep the children out, to keep the mess out, and if there are any tradespeople like plasterers coming, to separate it off so that they can come in through the extension doors and they're not actually coming into the house because, you know, COVID. So before we get started, I just wanted to say, if you're new here, welcome!
Please subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we post more videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7 PM.
Thank you, darling. We have got lots of exciting extension updates for you at the moment, loads of Christmassy content, lots of noisy vlogs, speed cleans, hauls, that kind of thing. I hope you will love it. Now let's get on with moving some stuff out of the window in the kitchen because it's all about to be knocked out. The other thing I forgot to mention, which I probably should tell you, is that this window showed up since our last update. So we've now got all of the windows and doors in. So this room is secure.
In and out of love, never get enough. We never seem to get older. Things are going right, you seem to have the time, but when it's hard you just grow cold up. We should be good but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good but we keep lighting fires, fires around ourselves. We should be good but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good but we keep lighting fires, fires around ourselves. It's deja vu. Memories come back when I'm with you. It's deja vu. Memories come back when I'm with you. Been here 1,000 times. Set up a stage of lies. Say we're done, say it's over. Shouldn't be coming back, but somehow we connect. Acting drunk even though we're sober. We should be good but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good but we keep lighting fires, fires around us.
Morning everybody, it is December. The children are very noisily opening their advent calendars in the background, so I hope you can hear me. Random question, have you seen Santa Clarita Diet on Netflix, I think it was? Really funny, sounds really bizarre, but Drew Barrymore accidentally finds herself as a zombie and then she has to kill people, but she tries to find bad people to kill. Anyway, they have a kill room in that, and we have now got ourselves what looks like our very own kill room. So, as you know, the wall was taken down or destroyed, as we've been waiting for the destroying, haven't we, Bella? But now we have to section that room back off to make sure it is not part of the house, so that First of all, dust and dirt can be kept separate, so perhaps a little bit of the heat can be kept in because the windows are open all the time. And obviously in this weird time, 2020, that any germs can be kept out. If any tradespeople are having to come to the house, we don't then infect them with our germs. So it's very much not part of the house because it's been segregated off with this kill room membrane, I think is what it's called, isn't it? So today we are getting plastered, or at the very least the walls are. This is a huge step because once this is done, it is a case of painting and floors and electrics, and we're pretty much there. So I feel like we're on the home stretch. After lots of talk of, are we going to be in by Christmas, or are we not going to be in by Christmas, I feel like now it might be achievable. Super, super exciting. And then once the plastering and the painting, the electrics are done, the kill room thing can come down and it can actually just become part of the kitchen, which is really, really cool. And thinking about it, I don't think it's going to feel like a separate room, because I was saying before, what are we going to call it? We're going to call it the extension. I actually think it's just going to be the rest of the kitchen. Just like in our old house, we had that dining area down one end of the kitchen, and it wasn't like a separate room, it was just part of the kitchen. So I feel like we've just made our kitchen a whole lot bigger rather than created a totally separate room, which is great because it's going to just be really usable, workable space. Since we last spoke, the centre island has actually been moved over a little bit. Daddy fibbed to me a little bit. Are you going to fess up to fibbing to me a little bit? You fibbed a little bit, didn't you? And we tell the children it's not nice to fib. No, don't touch the elf either. He fibbed because he told me it was going to take 4 people to move this centre island. And then a day or so ago he said, grab the other end of this, and we moved it together.
Well, sometimes it does.
Sometimes it does. He's saying sometimes it does. So actually, he said it was going to take 4 people to do it because he knew we couldn't have other people to the house, and he was trying to fob me off because he didn't want to move it yet. So that's the truth, isn't it, darling? Yeah. Did you hear the yeah from just off camera? Anyway, he's also been working really hard. Just under this kill screen, you can see that this tiling has been done. He chipped off the half tiles that were there that were joining up to the wall and has put down a new whole fresh tile. You're a bit concerned, aren't you? Because the join is technically supposed to be halfway between an arch. So if that's the arch, then that is supposed to be directly in the middle of that if you're doing things properly. And he's really worried that this is not the proper way to do it. But if we terminated the tiles halfway through this arch, then these stools that we have to go this side of the breakfast bar bit of the island would be rocking on this join that we will have to have between the laminate and the tiles. And that will just A, be annoying, B, damage the floor because it'll be rocking, and C, are we doing 1, 2, 3 or ABC? And C, be just an accident waiting to happen while people are swinging on high stools. So I'm really happy with that. The other thing you may notice is he has started re-grouting the kitchen tiles. Now this is great because of the whole thing, and we've done so much to transform this house. If you followed our journey, it's been stripped back to the bare bones. Everything the light touches, plus all the underneath stuff, has been changed. The only thing that we've kind of thought, not quite sure that we've made the right choice here, is the white grout in these tiles. The tiles themselves are really easy to clean, but the grout, it's like it absorbs the dirt. So no matter how much you clean it, they still look a bit grubby. So the white grout never quite looks white all the time, or it looks white in patches and darker in other patches, which just makes it look dirty. So while I'm not suggesting for any stretch of the imagination I'm not going to clean the grout, I just feel like it won't look as stained. So it's going to look a lot more like these tiles we've got up here, but all over the floor, which I'm really, really pleased with. So liking the look of that. It's been sort of hard work, hasn't it, dear? He's over here. It's early in the morning. He doesn't feel like chatting on camera. He had to chip it out with a funny saw thing. Was it chip it out with a funny saw thing? Is that what you were doing? Dig it out with, channel it out? No? I don't know. It's early. He doesn't do, you're not so good. You had to get it out. He's not so good with the words early in the morning, you darling. You're more of an at-night owl than a morning person.
Yeah.
Yes, we're a little monosyllabic in the mornings. He will warm up. And people in the comments have really been enjoying your chatty bits of the vlogs.
Then your people will know that I have to have a coffee in the morning.
Well, have a coffee then, which means you're going to put the noisy coffee machine on, which means you probably won't be able to hear me.
Silence, we should be good, but we keep lighting fires, fires around ourselves. It's deja vu. Memories come back when
Guys, got something very exciting to show you. Very exciting indeed. I'm going to close this because it's a bit cold. Look. It's plastered. It's plastered, the ceilings, the walls, plastered. Ah! And look what my clever husband did. If you can see up here, the ceiling, which is drying out really well, has also got spots all over it. Watch this. Apologies if this sets yours off. Alexa, turn... What did we call it? Alexa, turn dining room on. It did it. It did it. These are clever clogs. So we've now got those ceiling spots on the A word. Sorry, I won't say it again because it probably is making yours go mad, going, we haven't got one of those, and talking to you. Let me know actually if when I say the A word, if yours goes off. So the polythene that makes it look like a kill room is still up because it's keeping out the dust. It's keeping some of the heat in the house, not a great deal. We are having to leave the doors open quite a lot, as much as possible, to try and dry this out. But you can see that the browny bits are still wet. The kind of pale pinky bits are drying. They're drying really nicely. So the next job for my husband, not for me, his underlay. The underlay he's actually gone to pick up now, and then he will be picking up the laminate floor and putting that down. Now, the difficulty he's going to face is space to work. When we were doing this place up, I say we, the royal way, when he was doing this place up, he would use one room to work in, so he'd do the floor in one room, then he'd use another room as his work room, so he'd use it for sawing and cutting and doing all those things. So now we have enough space to live in our house. We are kind of at capacity though. We don't have lots of spare space. So I guess if the weather is okay, he can cut stuff in the garden. But today it has basically been bouncing raining. And I mean, absolutely chucking it down. So if it's like that, he's not going to be able to do that. I don't know whether he's going to have to put all the laminate on the floor in here and then also cut it in here and also lay it in here, which sounds like a bit of a nightmare. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. So once the laminate's down, it's going to have a mist coat of paint. I always used to think it was a mist coat, but it's a mist as in a fine mist to kind of prep it. And then there's cutting in or something like going around the edges and 2 proper coats of paint. He did say, did I want like a feature wall colour over here? And I said, do you know what? We haven't even got time to think about it. Just slap up the same colours we've got in the rest of the house, which is the palest grey. And then we can just deal with it again. If we want to change it again, we can change it again. But for now, that will be absolutely fine. A few of you have been rather concerned that we're going to be cold in here. There is going to be a tall radiator going here, much like the one that we have in the kitchen, which is kind of the other side of here, and the one that we have in the hall as well. So just like a really tall, thin radiator. I think when the sun's on this room, it's going to feel quite warm anyway. The debate about the log burner rages on. I maintain that if our children inevitably want to touch it, I mean, I know a lot of you are saying my children are very sensible and well behaved, and they can be. But Zara especially is the one that will jump off things. And, you know, like for example, we had a big bang off. She'd gone to bed a couple of months ago and she had let off her beanbag and headbutted the wall the other side. She just does daft things like that. So I don't want to put in a log burner for us to use now and then leave it on. He has this lovely, beautiful, romantic idea of leaving it on, the children running in and out, and I just think I'll be like, oh, won't be able to relax. So if we get a log burner now, it will only be for after the children have gone to bed, because I don't want to build this lovely room and then put a fire guard in it. It seems insane. So my thinking is we leave it and we put it in at a later date. He said that it was, you know, the room's almost finished. He'd be putting it in after now anyway. So it would have to be a kind of a retrofit, even if he was to put it in now. But he thinks he's come up with a compromise. He has found, I can't even think what it's called. He has found, I'll put a picture of it on screen, but it is a burner and you can move it around the room. So we could put it there, or we could move it and put it over there. Or what I actually fancy is we could pull the sofa that I want to buy up and put it along here and put the burner here and look out. I really like that idea. So now I'm torn. If he is going to get this movable burner, that really solves the problem, because I can get like a sofa type thing for this corner, which is fab, which is what I want. Do I get something from Next to match the ones in the lounge? That hasn't come yet, but is hopefully coming by the 21st of this month, fingers crossed. Or do I just get either a pink or a grey one like I have in, the pink one is in the lounge and the grey one's in my office. Like, it's a really slim little sofa. I think they're only £120. They were not expensive sofas. So they were, I think they're called cocktail sofas. So do I get one of those instead to put in here, or do I get the bigger sofa? I don't know. And I'm not talking like a big sofa, I'm talking like an oversized cuddle chair or a snuggle seat, I think they're called. I think one of them I've seen is called a waltz swivel. I don't necessarily want it to swivel, but I like just the idea of it being like an oversized cuddly chair. Now this wall, this is, you know, something that's probably only really going to apply to me, but obviously for my job, I do YouTube and Instagram and things. I do use a little wall at the moment behind the door in the lounge to take photographs, but I don't know if that's going to be encroached into a little bit by the corner sofa. This wall, when it's nice and plain, will be perfect for taking photographs against, for those kind of bright white background photos that I put on my grid on Instagram. So I'm thinking, actually, I just want to keep that kind of plain for that reason. And the lighting in here is really great. One thing I am thinking I quite fancy though is some sort of storage over here. At the moment, we've got a Calyx unit next to the dining table where we keep things like their aprons, like wipes for their hands, bits and pieces like that that we need at meal times. So I need some sort of storage in here. So I don't know whether to get like a low level unit thing here or just maximize the space and get a tall, thin unit there. Obviously, this is kind of part of the kitchen. If I just, Alexa, turn kitchen light on. There we go. So you can see through, you can actually see where the centre island is. You can see my ring light as well because I've just been filming. So you can see where the centre island is, and the stools will be going here, just there. I'm so pleased with it, honestly. And I do think this is just like an extended part of the kitchen now, or it will be at least when the kill screen comes down. Anyway, where was I at? I was saying that I need to make a decision about that burner thing. I need to make a decision about which kind of chair / sofa I want to order. And I need to make a decision about some sort of unit to store things. I don't know if those decisions need to be made straight away or if we need to kind of move in and feel our way out. Now, the steps before moving in, I've just said we need to do the underlay and the laminate. I am funny. The painting, so it needs 3 coats of paint, skirting board, and then there are some bits of, what does he call it? Finishing off, making good. He needs to make good a few things. And when he's made good a few things, then this room is finished. So I am actually just so excited. It is possible that next week we will have moved into this room. Can you even believe it? It's insane. So I am going to get our big Christmas tree as well. I think I'm going to put it here. Or do I get the skinny Christmas tree and bring that in here and put the big Christmas tree in there? Don't know. But I do want a Christmas tree in here. And one is going here. And then the other Christmas tree will go in that window that you can see just there. But I'm just thrilled with it. He's worked so hard. He is going to deserve a big glass of lockdown juice this Christmas. So that's the end of this episode. Please do make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss the next episode where we'll be flooring, painting and maybe moving in. It's insane. It looks like we might get there, guys. We might get there. All the positive vibes might actually get us in by Christmas. If you have liked this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7 p.m. If you want to see my latest video, it is just here. Another video you may enjoy from my channel is just here. See you guys soon. Merry Christmas.